Hello, I'm Dr. Deborah Braboy with Anchored Hope Counseling. Welcome to our YouTube program, Hope Talks. We have some great content provided by our amazing counselors, and we hope that you find it helpful. Hello, I'm Dr. Deborah Braboy with Anchored Hope Counseling, and I just wanted to pop in here tonight for a little bit and talk about our mental health in this time of uncertainty with the coronavirus. So with all of this social distancing and shelter in place, this time of isolation, it's just real important to kind of connect with your tribe. And for us, that's you guys. So I wanted to just spend a little bit of time here just talking about how this is affecting everybody, and maybe even give you some tips about things that you can do as we deal with all of this together. So we know we weren't created to do life alone. We were created for community and for connections. So it's really important to make sure you're connecting with your people. And I've heard from clients and friends who've expressed feeling everything from scared, depressed, anxious, uncertain about what to expect. So I just hope this short time we have together will help you provide some ways to deal with those feelings and maybe ease some of the unpleasantness that we're feeling. One thing that I know we're feeling is grief. So we're grieving a lot of things. Some things we've already noticed, and some things we haven't noticed yet. They haven't come to pass. And so some of them are kind of ambiguous, but we've lost quite a bit already just in the few short weeks that we've been practicing social distancing and isolating. So I know a lot of people say, I know it could be a lot worse, but it doesn't really feel like it right now. And how true is that? It's really kind of difficult to realize that we can't just go out to dinner with friends or meet a friend for coffee. Right now, our whole world has changed. And we feel this loss of security and stability. We can't do things that we normally did. So a lot of folks have said it just feels so surreal. And it really is surreal, isn't it? Going to the store now means wearing a mask and gloves. I would have never imagined we'd have to ever do that. But we're grieving our connections with our friends and family and our relationships that we have to kind of put on hold. If you see loved ones, sometimes we're meeting them through the window and we're not able to give them a hug. People are celebrating weddings and funerals and things like that normally would cause for a group of people to get together and gather. And now we're isolated and we're not even able to mourn together or to celebrate together. We can't go to church or go to a movie. Some people are having watch parties so that they can still feel that sense of connection. But a lot of people are just doing most of those things now alone in their homes. Some folks have lost their jobs and their income has been impacted, which is going to have a domino effect. It's going to affect other things in their lives as well. Schools sometimes have been closed for the rest of the school year. And if not closed, a lot of the districts are moving to teachers doing Zoom lessons and connecting with their students and parents virtually. But this has brought a lot of change for students, parents, teachers, and even grandparents. College students have been returning home from their colleges. Their dorms and colleges have shut down for meeting face-to-face. Proms and graduations have been canceled. Even some sporting events. The Kentucky Derby was rescheduled till the fall. Major League Baseball has been suspended. So individually and collectively, that's a lot of loss, isn't it? And we notice that everybody handles things differently. Some people are minimizing what's going on, and they're not practicing social distancing and isolating. And then there are others who are at the other end of the extreme, they're catastrophizing. It's important to be following the recommended guidelines by the CDC, being 6 feet apart, washing our hands for 20 seconds, wearing a mask when we go out in public, and just be mindful who we're exposed to. And that's not catastrophizing. That's just simply being wise. Some tell me that their friends and loved ones are kind of making fun of them or ridiculing them because they are practicing those things. But you have to know that it's okay to do what you need to do in order to feel safe. Fear doesn't stop death, but fear stops life. But it's important to recognize our healthy fears, those that help us to make wise decisions and take actions to protect ourselves. Fear doesn't have to be logical, but you just have to remember that you can only control you. So let's focus on what's probable instead of what's possible. So that's going to depend a lot on where you live. I mean, for Facebook, we've got over 13,000 people that like and follow our page, and there are a lot in other countries that have been shut down and there's no leaving their homes. Others are in states where the pandemic has really caused a lot of insecurity for a lot of people. It's caused a lot of death. For those of us that live in the Midwest, though, it's probably not going to affect us as much as it will for folks in another part of the country or in another part of the world. So it's important to kind of pay attention to what is probable, not just what is possible. It is possible you will know someone this will affect, but it's not probable, especially if you practice the social distancing and isolating that the CDC recommends. So set some healthy boundaries for yourself. What are you going to do to protect yourself emotionally and mentally? What can you do to avoid being bombarded by all the news? Because that can be depressing and can contribute to your mental and emotional well-being. This is going to pass. This isn't going to last forever. So you have to remember, what can I do to take care of myself and for me to take care of my people, my tribe? It's important to remember, though, that you are tough. You will get through this. You are resilient. You will survive this. And even though you may feel all alone, you're not in it alone. You can always reach out to us or to friends and family and have those connections that we so desperately need. So some tips for how to deal with all of this. First off, stay connected with your people. You can do that virtually by using FaceTime or just even making phone calls and sending a text. I have a friend who lives in Alabama, and she texted me on Friday and said, let's go for a walk at noon. So at noon, we had our AirPods in, and we got our tennis shoes on, and we meet over the phone and walk together. And so it's just nice to think of creative ways that you can do that. I have seen pictures on social media of moms who meet in the parking lot of their kids' school, maybe at 7 in the morning with their coffee and sit in their cars and just kind of talk and connect. So think of some creative ways. It may be getting on Zoom and meeting with a bunch of family members and just kind of talking about things that are going on in your life, or just connecting. Secondly, identify what you can control. Take a walk and get outside, although avoid going to areas where there are a lot of other people. You can take a break from social media and the news. Are there any projects you'd like to work on? Is there a new hobby you would like to start? Is there a book you would like to read? What are some things you can do? Third, you could take a virtual tour. So one neat thing that's come out of this is there's a lot of opportunities now for you to virtually tour things. There's aquariums and zoos, museums, national parks. Explore the world. Maybe there's a place you've never been before that you would like to kind of check out. So you can just Google those. And then fourth, there are some Broadway plays even that are streaming that you can watch online for free. Fifth, stay present and stay in your own lane. Focus on what is happening today and focus on what is happening with you. Pay attention to your health and be mindful to be getting enough rest and be eating well. While you're staying present, I really think it's important that you still make some plans for the future. This, like I said, this is going to pass. And so we're not always going to be in the middle of a pandemic in this crisis mode. So it gives you a sense of control and allows you to dream and escape the feelings of powerlessness. So whether you plan a vacation or a trip, or you plan an activity or something you would like to learn or do, it's important to go ahead and make some small plans, and maybe even a larger plan, maybe a year down the road. And then 7, find ways that you could help others out. Find ways to give back. A lot of folks are making masks that they are donating to friends and family, healthcare workers, things like that. Teachers are doing parades through the neighborhoods that their students live in. You can shop local. That supports small businesses in your area that are really being hit hard. You might reach out to loved ones who are really having to stay in because they may have autoimmune issues or they may be older. So find ways that you can kind of give back. And that also helps you to kind of get outside of just thinking about yourself and being depressed. I'd encourage you to reach out to your mental health professional if you're struggling more than normal. We would be happy to answer any questions, and we plan to kind of get on here a little bit later just to update and maybe even provide some more tips. If you have any questions, you can reach out to us. You can make a comment on our Anchored Hope Facebook page. We look forward to connecting with you in the future. Have a great day.
Thank you for watching Hope Talks. We hope this information was beneficial for you. Please be sure to check out our other videos, and if you would please like the video and subscribe to our YouTube channel, we would really appreciate it. Thanks so much and have a blessed day.